Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today I want to challenge a common perception, this notion that a lack of friends somehow reflects a deficit in a person. I stand before you to tell you that it doesn't. It reflects a depth of character, a strength that often goes unseen. Let me ask you, what is the value of friendship if it comes at the cost of your peace, your authenticity, your time? Those who walk this life with fewer friends aren't lacking, they are abundant. They have an abundance of self-reliance. They've learned to lean on themselves, to fight battles not by a crowd's applause, but by their own courage. They understand that the most important relationship they'll ever have is the one with themselves. A lack of friends often indicates a profound sense of self-reliance, a quality that goes beyond mere independence. It reflects an individual's ability to navigate life without constantly leaning on others for validation, support, or companionship. Self-reliance is not about isolation, it's about cultivating the inner strength to face challenges head-on, make decisions confidently, and stand firm in one's beliefs, even when alone. People who demonstrate this trait often develop it through experience, facing circumstances where they had to depend solely on their capabilities. They've learned to trust their instincts, take responsibility for their actions, and create solutions without always seeking external assistance. In a world that places great value on networks and social connections, being self-reliant can sometimes be misunderstood. It's easy to view a smaller social circle as a deficiency, but in reality, it often reflects an individual's preference for autonomy. These individuals understand that their personal growth and happiness are their own responsibility. They don't wait for others to motivate them or lift them up. They find that strength within. This self-sufficiency fosters resilience, a trait that equips them to face life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. Self-reliance doesn't mean rejecting relationships or isolating oneself from the world. Instead, it involves a healthy balance where individuals recognize the importance of support while ensuring their well-being doesn't hinge entirely on others. They value relationships, but they approach them with a sense of choice, not necessity. This mindset allows them to engage with others authentically, free from the pressure to conform or seek approval. Such individuals often find fulfillment in solitude, using that time to reflect, grow, and pursue their passions. They become their own source of inspiration, learning to enjoy their company and cultivating hobbies or interests that align with their values. In solitude, they discover their strengths and confront their vulnerabilities, building a more profound sense of self-awareness. Society sometimes associates self-reliance with detachment, but the truth is quite the opposite. It's about understanding one's needs and boundaries so well that they can form deeper, more meaningful connections when they choose to. These individuals tend to avoid shallow relationships or toxic dynamics, knowing that the cost of compromising their peace isn't worth it. By standing on their own, self-reliant people also inspire others. Their actions demonstrate that it's possible to be content and purposeful without the constant validation of a crowd. They lead by example, showing the power of inner strength and self-trust. While their path may not always be easy, it's a path of authenticity, growth, and true freedom. A lack of friends is not a sign of loneliness or inadequacy. It often reflects someone who has mastered the art of standing tall on their own. They live with the assurance that they are enough, not because others say so, but because they've realized it within themselves. A lack of friends often signals a person's prioritization of quality over quantity in relationships, a principle rooted in discernment and authenticity. This perspective reflects an understanding that meaningful connections hold greater value than an abundance of superficial ones. Such individuals prefer a few deep, genuine bonds to a multitude of casual acquaintances. This mindset is not about dismissing social interactions, but about seeking depth, trust, and shared values in relationships. People who embrace quality in their friendships invest in connections that resonate with their core. They are not interested in maintaining ties simply for appearances or convenience. Instead, they seek relationships where there is mutual respect, understanding, and emotional support. This intentionality creates a foundation for stronger and more fulfilling connections. It allows them to experience relationships that stand the test of time, weathering challenges and changes with resilience. This focus also fosters emotional security. With fewer, more meaningful relationships, these individuals often experience greater trust and less social anxiety. They know that the people in their lives truly care for them, not out of obligation but because of genuine connection. This trust allows for vulnerability and openness, creating a space where they can express their true selves without fear of judgment. Prioritizing quality over quantity requires a willingness to be selective. It means saying no to relationships that drain energy or lack reciprocity. While this might lead to a smaller social circle, it creates space for connections that genuinely uplift and inspire. These individuals are not afraid to set boundaries, understanding that doing so protects their emotional and mental well-being. By being selective, they ensure that the time and energy they invest in relationships are directed toward connections that add value to their lives. This approach to relationships often comes from a place of self-awareness and maturity. Those who prioritize quality tend to have a clear sense of their own values and expectations. They understand that not everyone will align with their vision of meaningful connection, and they are at peace with that. Their confidence in their choices allows them to navigate life without feeling the need to conform to societal pressures that equate popularity with success. Their emphasis on quality relationships does not imply a rejection of socialization. They may still enjoy meeting new people and engaging in diverse interactions, but their primary focus remains on nurturing the bonds that truly matter. This focus allows them to be present and intentional in their interactions, strengthening the connections they choose to maintain. Those who prioritize quality in friendships understand that life's richness is not measured by the number of people in their social circle, but by the depth of the relationships they cherish. Their approach reflects a commitment to authenticity, emotional security, and mutual growth, creating a life filled with connections that are not just numerous but truly meaningful. A lack of friends often reflects a person's inner peace and self-awareness, qualities that are cultivated through introspection and emotional maturity. These individuals are not devoid of companionship by necessity but by choice, as they prioritize a strong relationship with themselves above all else. This decision is rooted in their ability to find contentment and stability within their own mind and heart, rather than relying on external relationships for validation or fulfillment. Inner peace allows them to navigate life with a calm and centered perspective. They are comfortable in solitude because they do not equate being alone with loneliness. Instead, they view solitude as an opportunity to reflect, recharge, and connect with their true self. This state of mind fosters emotional resilience, enabling them to handle challenges and uncertainties without feeling the constant need for external support or reassurance. Their sense of calm is not disrupted by the absence of a large social circle. Rather, it is reinforced by their focus on what truly matters to them. Self-awareness plays a pivotal role in their perspective. These individuals have taken the time to understand their own needs, values, and boundaries. They know who they are and what they stand for, which makes them selective about the relationships they choose to nurture. This selectiveness is not born out of arrogance, but from a deep understanding that meaningful connections require time and effort. By prioritizing self-awareness, they ensure that their interactions with others are authentic and intentional. This combination of inner peace and self-awareness often leads to a life free from unnecessary drama or superficial connections. These individuals avoid toxic relationships and social pressures that can drain energy or compromise their well-being. They do not seek approval or acceptance from the crowd because they have already accepted themselves. This internal alignment allows them to walk through life with confidence and clarity, unburdened by the weight of trying to please everyone. People who embody these qualities often inspire others, even if they have few friends. Their calm demeanor and grounded presence make them role models for emotional balance and self-reliance. They show that it is possible to live a fulfilling life without constant external validation, a lesson that resonates deeply in a world that often prioritizes social connections over personal well-being. Furthermore, their inner peace and self-awareness enable them to form deeper and more meaningful relationships when they do connect with others. These bonds are based on mutual respect and understanding rather than on the need to fill a void or conform to societal expectations. By nurturing these selective but profound connections, they enrich their lives without compromising their values or peace of mind. A lack of friends does not signify a lack of worth or happiness. Instead, it often indicates someone who has achieved a harmonious balance within themselves. They have found strength in their solitude, clarity in their self-awareness, and contentment in their inner peace. These qualities allow them to live authentically and meaningfully, regardless of the size of their social circle. A lack of friends often suggests that an individual has chosen to invest their time and energy into personal growth. Without the distractions that can come with maintaining a wide social circle, they find more opportunities to focus on their development, pursuing goals, honing skills, and exploring their potential. This prioritization of self-improvement demonstrates a profound sense of purpose and commitment to living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Personal growth requires dedication, reflection, and effort, all of which thrive in an environment with fewer distractions. Individuals with fewer friends often use their solitude as a space to reflect on their strengths, weaknesses, and aspirations. They are not preoccupied with constant social obligations or external approval, allowing them to focus on their journey of self-discovery. This freedom to introspect leads to greater clarity about their values, passions, and the path they wish to follow. Their time is often directed toward activities that enhance their knowledge, skills, or well-being. They may take up learning new things, delving into creative pursuits, advancing their careers, or prioritizing physical and mental health. For these individuals, life is a canvas where they paint their vision of success and happiness without the pressure to conform to societal norms or peer expectations. This focus on self-development not only enriches their own lives but also equips them to contribute meaningfully to the world around them. By focusing on personal growth, these individuals often develop a strong sense of independence and resilience. They learn to rely on themselves, cultivating self-confidence that comes from their achievements and the challenges they've overcome. This self-reliance is empowering, as they realize their capability to navigate life without constant external validation. This focus on self-improvement does not imply a lack of interest in relationships. Instead, it reflects a desire to bring the best version of themselves into any connection they choose to foster. By prioritizing their growth, they ensure they can engage in relationships from a place of strength, authenticity, and mutual enrichment. They understand that healthy connections are built on self-awareness and the ability to contribute meaningfully, rather than on a dependence on others to fill emotional gaps. Their choice to prioritize personal growth also reflects an ability to see the bigger picture. They recognize that their journey is unique and that investing in their development will have long-term benefits. This forward-thinking perspective allows them to make decisions that align with their values and aspirations, even if it means forgoing the temporary satisfaction of having a large social network. A lack of friends is not a limitation for these individuals, but a deliberate choice to focus on what truly matters to them. They understand that their growth and fulfillment are their responsibility, and they embrace this with determination and grace. By investing in themselves, they lay the foundation for a life that is not only successful but also deeply rewarding, proving that personal growth is one of the most profound and valuable pursuits anyone can undertake. A lack of friends often highlights a person's courage to stand alone, a trait that requires immense strength, self-assurance, and integrity. Choosing to walk a solitary path is not an indication of loneliness or social failure. It is a deliberate decision to prioritize values, principles, and authenticity over the comfort of conformity. This courage stems from a deep understanding that being true to oneself is more valuable than seeking validation or approval from others. Standing alone often involves making difficult choices, especially in situations where societal pressures or peer expectations conflict with personal beliefs. These individuals refuse to compromise their integrity for the sake of fitting in. They are not afraid to challenge popular opinions or walk away from environments that feel disingenuous or toxic. This steadfast commitment to their principles requires bravery, as it often means facing criticism, misunderstanding, or sanding, or even rejection. Yet they embrace these challenges as necessary for living a life aligned with their values. This courage is rooted in self-confidence and a clear sense of purpose. They trust their instincts and believe in their ability to navigate life independently. While others might seek constant companionship for reassurance, those who stand alone have developed the resilience to rely on their inner strength. They know that their worth is not determined by the size of their social circle, but by their actions, character, and contributions. This sense of self-worth enables them to make choices that prioritize authenticity over popularity. Standing alone also reflects an individual's ability to embrace solitude. Unlike loneliness, which is marked by a longing for connection, solitude is a choice that fosters growth and reflection. These individuals use their time alone to explore their thoughts, understand their emotions, and cultivate a deeper connection with themselves. In this space, they find clarity, creativity, and peace, which further strengthens their resolve to stay true to their path. Their independence often inspires others. Their willingness to stand apart demonstrates that it is possible to lead a fulfilling life without succumbing to societal expectations or the need for constant external affirmation. They show that strength comes not from blending in, but from having the courage to be oneself, even in the face of adversity. This example encourages others to question norms and embrace their individuality. Their courage does not imply a rejection of relationships or community. Instead, it reflects a selective approach to connections. They value meaningful interactions built on mutual respect and shared values, rather than superficial associations. By standing alone, they create space for authentic relationships that align with their principles, rather than ones formed out of convenience or social obligation. The courage to stand alone is a powerful expression of self-respect and inner strength. It demonstrates a willingness to prioritize what truly matters, even when it means walking a path that is less traveled. These individuals show that true fulfillment comes not from the approval of others, but from living a life that reflects one's deepest truths and convictions. Their bravery in choosing authenticity over conformity is a testament to the profound strength of the human spirit. A lack of friends often reflects a person's ability to practice selective association, a conscious decision to surround themselves only with relationships that add value to their lives. This approach is not about isolating oneself, but about being intentional in choosing connections that align with their values, goals, and emotional well-being. Selective association is an indication of self-awareness and emotional maturity, as it requires recognizing the impact that relationships have on one's mental, emotional, and even physical health. People who embrace selective association understand the importance of quality over quantity in their social interactions. They are not interested in forming superficial relationships or maintaining connections out of obligation or convenience. Instead, they focus on building genuine, meaningful bonds with individuals who uplift, inspire, and support them. This intentionality allows them to cultivate a social environment that fosters growth and positivity, rather than one filled with unnecessary drama or toxicity. By being selective, these individuals create boundaries that protect their time, energy, and emotional resources. They recognize that not everyone deserves access to their inner world, and that it is better to have a few trustworthy and enriching relationships than a multitude of shallow ones. This discernment often leads to a smaller social circle, but one that is filled with depth and mutual respect. It reflects their commitment to maintaining relationships that are truly beneficial, rather than simply fulfilling a societal expectation to be surrounded by people. Selective association also demonstrates a high level of self-respect. These individuals are not willing to compromise their values or well-being to fit in or please others. They prioritize their peace and personal growth over external validation, which requires courage and confidence. By avoiding relationships that are unfulfilling or toxic, they create space for more meaningful interactions and experiences. This approach also ensures that they remain authentic in their connections, engaging with others from a place of sincerity rather than pretension. Being selective about relationships allows them to focus on their personal and professional goals without unnecessary distractions. They avoid getting caught up in unproductive or negative influences, which helps them stay aligned with their aspirations. This focus is especially valuable in a world where time and energy are finite resources, and it underscores their dedication to living intentionally and purposefully. While their approach may appear reserved to some, it is rooted in a deep understanding of the value of relationships. They recognize that every connection has the potential to shape their experiences and outlook, and they take this responsibility seriously. Rather than seeking approval from a wide audience, they seek meaningful connections that contribute to mutual growth and understanding. Selective association reflects a person's commitment to living authentically and intentionally. It shows a deep respect for themselves and their relationships, as well as a profound understanding of the power of human connection. These individuals demonstrate that it is not the number of friends that defines a fulfilling life, but the depth and quality of the relationships they choose to nurture. A lack of friends often signifies a person's comfort with the depth of solitude, a state of being that fosters self-discovery, creativity, and inner strength. Solitude, unlike loneliness, is a choice, a deliberate decision to embrace moments of aloneness for reflection and personal enrichment. People who understand the value of solitude often use it as a sanctuary where they can grow, process their thoughts, and engage with their inner world without external distractions. In solitude, individuals discover aspects of themselves that are often overshadowed in the noise of social interactions. It offers a unique opportunity for self-awareness where they can explore their beliefs, emotions, and desires with clarity. This quiet introspection allows them to identify their true passions and motivations, leading to a stronger sense of identity and purpose. Such individuals are often deeply in tune with themselves, as they have spent time understanding who they are without the influence of others. The depth of solitude also fosters creativity. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators have drawn inspiration from moments of aloneness. Free from the need to conform or perform, the mind is allowed to wander and explore ideas without limitation. Individuals who embrace solitude often find that their best ideas come to them in these quiet moments, as they are free to think, dream, and create without interruption. This creative energy is one of the most profound gifts of solitude, enabling them to contribute uniquely to the world. Solitude builds resilience. When people spend time alone, they learn to rely on themselves for comfort and strength. This self-reliance enhances their ability to navigate challenges independently, without constantly seeking external validation or support. It teaches them to face difficulties with a calm and composed mindset, as they have already developed the tools to process and manage their emotions in solitude. This emotional strength is a hallmark of individuals who thrive in their own company. Another profound benefit of solitude is its ability to bring inner peace. In a world filled with noise and constant interaction, solitude offers a reprieve, a space to recharge and center oneself. It allows individuals to focus on their well-being, free from external demands. This state of peace contributes to their overall happiness and stability, as they learn to find contentment within rather than seeking it outside. The embrace of solitude does not imply a rejection of relationships. Those who value their alone time are often more intentional about the connections they do form. They bring a sense of authenticity and depth to their relationships because they have taken the time to know themselves first. This self-knowledge allows them to engage with others from a place of completeness rather than dependency. The depth of solitude is a powerful force that shapes individuals into resilient, creative, and self-aware beings. It is not a sign of isolation or lack, but a testament to their ability to find richness and meaning within themselves. By embracing solitude, they discover that the most important relationship they will ever have is the one they nurture with their own soul. A lack of friends often reflects a person's alignment with their own values and priorities, highlighting their ability to remain true to themselves despite societal pressures or expectations. These individuals prioritize living authentically, ensuring that their actions, decisions, and relationships are guided by their deeply held principles. This alignment often leads them to focus on what truly matters to them, rather than conforming to the preferences or demands of others, which may naturally result in fewer but more meaningful social connections. Living in alignment with one's values requires clarity and courage. Such individuals take the time to understand what they believe in, what drives them, and what brings them fulfillment. This introspection allows them to define their own path, even if it diverges from the conventional or popular choices around them. They are not swayed by trends or peer pressure. Instead, they stay steadfast in their pursuit of a life that resonates with their authentic self. This focus on values often leads to a more selective approach to relationships. They seek connections that complement their principles and enhance their life journey, avoiding those that feel superficial or misaligned. They are not interested in forming relationships merely for the sake of social status or convenience. Instead, they gravitate toward people who share their beliefs, respect their boundaries, and contribute to their personal growth. This selectivity may result in a smaller social circle, but one that is rich in depth and authenticity. Prioritizing values over popularity allows them to allocate their time and energy to pursuits that matter most. Whether it's advancing in their career, dedicating time to family, pursuing creative passions, or contributing to causes they care about, they channel their efforts into activities that align with their goals and purpose. This focus often leads to a fulfilling and purpose-driven life, where their achievements and relationships are meaningful rather than driven by external validation. Remaining true to one's values also fosters a deep sense of self-respect. These individuals understand that compromising their beliefs for acceptance or approval would undermine their integrity. By staying aligned with their principles, they cultivate a life of authenticity and inner peace, knowing that their choices reflect who they truly are. This self-assuredness not only strengthens their resolve but also sets an example for others, demonstrating the power of living authentically. This alignment does not mean they are closed off to relationships or experiences. Instead, it means that the relationships they form are more intentional and resonate on a deeper level. They are open to connecting with others who bring mutual understanding and shared purpose rather than engaging in connections that feel transactional or unfulfilling. A lack of friends for such individuals is not a sign of deficiency, but a reflection of their commitment to authenticity. They are guided by their values and priorities, creating a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and true to themselves. By choosing to live in alignment with their principles, they embody the strength and integrity that comes from embracing one's true identity, even if it means walking a less crowded path. A lack of friends is not a measure of one's worth, but often a profound indication of depth, focus, and authenticity. It reflects the courage to walk one's path, the strength to embrace solitude, and the wisdom to seek quality over quantity in relationships. Those who may seem to stand alone are often deeply connected to themselves, their values, and their purpose. Such individuals remind us that life is not about amassing crowds, but about cultivating meaningful connections, both with others and within. Their choice to prioritize integrity, self-growth, and inner peace over conformity inspires us to reevaluate our own relationships and the way we define success. Let us celebrate the strength of character it takes to remain true to oneself, even when the world demands otherwise. Let us value depth over surface, authenticity over pretense, and substance over appearance. And let us remember that in standing alone, we often find the greatest connection with our purpose, our passions, and our truth. Thank you.